Joining us now are Alexis Walkenstein and Victor Papp of the Maximus group, who are always great to us. The Maximus does a wonderful job of sharing good news about authors, communities, and movies that share the good news that we talk about so often here on Catholic TV. And guys, as usual, thanks so much for being with us.
Oh, thanks for having us.
You're like old friends. I mean,
Sitting on the couch.
Yeah, it's comfortable, isn't it?
It is.
You know, it's just like a family here, so we like that. Alexis, tell us about the work of the Maximus and building bridges between the sacred and the secular.
Sure. The Maximus Group is a Catholic PR and marketing agency that's been in existence for, we're going into our 7th year, founded by Matt Pinto, Anthony DeBellis, and Lisa Wheeler, a great group of friends and lovers of the Lord who had a vision for an endeavor that would really bring together great Catholic people for the mission and purpose of spreading the good news in film, art, and in the culture to really transform based on John Paul II's great call for our generation to renew the face of the earth in the arts and in film. And so we work on a multitude of projects, film projects, television projects, apostolates, and books. Ignatius Press is a very large client of ours and keeps us very busy, and we love them. So every day is different, and we work on a whole host of things.
Which is all part of the new evangelization. We talk about the new apologetic here at Catholic TV a lot. You know, that in the arts, you know, we can make references and draw attention to those things that are so important to us in our faith. And Victor, first of all, welcome back. It's great to see you again.
It's always great to be here. Thank you very much, Rob.
Great to have you. And your title is Vice President of Marketing and Outreach.
That's right. That's right.
Sounds like a lot.
Oh yeah, you know, and it is a lot. It's never a dull moment, certainly. But I mean, I think that you know, we get bombarded with so much that's going on between what's on Facebook and Twitter and all the commercials and advertisements and everything like that. So it can be really hard to sift through you know, the chaff from the wheat and figure out what's worth our time. And so the Division of Marketing and Outreach within Maximus actually reaches out with good old-fashioned phone calls, personal solicitations to say, hey, listen, amidst your whole day, you should take a moment to read this book or consider this television program or what have you. And I think through that, it's a very powerful method of shaping our culture.
You know, Alexis, what people won't know is that you were Director of Communications down in Florida with Bishop Barbarito, who's a great friend to Catholic TV. So you have been with the Catholic diocese, and now you're talking about Catholic issues. What is it with the Catholic Church that really excites you?
Well, what excites me is that we as hard as it can be and as much as we take in the chin for being countercultural and people of Christ, that there is a need and a desire and a hunger to know God in this generation. And there's a group of young people who are like-minded, and we're scattered all over the country and all over the world, and people are doing great things for God, and amid great trial right now. So that is exciting to me.
Yeah, do you enjoy it?
I do. I love it.
You look like you do. You really do. You're always so full of joy.
Because you were here.
Jesus that you see.
So people should. You were here yesterday too, weren't you?
I live here.
You
Just
do live here.
filled me an office.
I mean, I see you more than I see Father Reed, and I see him an awful lot.
Right.
But no, it is always great when you
fun.
come down here.
Well, you're great to us and all the things that we're working on.
Well, you're great to us too. What are the big projects that Maximus is working on right now? What do we need to know about?
I mean, I think one of the really exciting projects, I mean, between a couple of films, October Baby, which has just expanded into a number of new markets because it did so remarkably well. Yeah, and For Greater Glory, which is the film about the Cristeros War, coming out June 1st. That's remarkably exciting because it tells a story of the Mexican people that's not very familiar to folks in our generation.
Why is it so important, too, that we highlight these type of movies that have a very positive message? Because, let's face it, in today's world, that's not always the case.
Right. Well, I would say that for promoting films, if we're talking about movies, you know, a lot of people will say, well, that was an awesome movie. That was great. I loved it. But if you want to see more movies like that, we need to be a people of faith that actually show up in action to the theaters and prove to the industry that's very dark that there's a demand for quality films that have a purposeful message, that have an ability to, you know, bring Christ into the mainstream. And so if we as a people of faith really mean what we say, we need to show up.
I think you, Victor, you know, you have 3 young children, 5, 4, and 2, and another one on the way.
That's right. Keeping us busy.
So as a dad, though, you might have heard Father and I talking about examples and how these young people that we had on Faith Out Loud are a good example, and parents have to be example. It must be great to know that with Ignatius Press, with good books, and with good movies that you guys work on, that as they grow older, that they can go to some of these things, and you as a parent don't have to be concerned as much about what they're reading or what they're seeing.
Sure, well that's true. And they're also incredible educational tools and evangelistic tools. I mean, you know, you look back at your own kind of childhood and growing up, and I'm sure that there's a particular book or film that really stood out and shaped the way that you thought about a particular subject. And it's the same thing with children even at that age. So the books that we're reading and we're promoting even to them, and we promote things just by reading them in our own couches and living rooms and things like that. So it's great to be able to have all these wonderful products and to have the children seeing, oh wow, you know, my father's reading about My Brother the Pope. What's that all about, and how does that relationship work? And so, you know, that's just a great way to live the example, as you were saying earlier.
So the Maximus Group lets us know about great things. Where can people find out more about the Maximus Group? Sure.
Well, you can go to our website, maximusmg.com. We'll be going over a facelift over the course of the next few weeks, which is very exciting. And the newsroom is always online as a wonderful resource tool for media outlets and communities. And we're also on Twitter, and we'll be launching our Facebook page with much fanfare very soon.
Yeah, I had to smile because imagine the pressure on someone if your brother is the Pope. I mean, something to live up to in this life. Where do you go from there?
That's right. That's right.
Well, thanks so much, as always, for what you do for us here at Catholic TV, allowing us to be part of what you do. It's always a pleasure to have both of you here.
Thank you.
Great to be
back.
Thank you.
Anytime,
Thanks
anytime.
for having us.